Welcome to the farm. And this is the apiary. I've just done a little bit of preparation for the winter, looking at my 5 hives, hoping that I can get those through the winter quite nicely. There's some chainsawing in the background that I cannot avoid today. Jamie down there doing some work on the ash trees and the oak trees that we've lost. And our first episode is going to start with curved back, what I would call a curved back syndrome. And a syndrome is a compilation of a whole bunch of symptoms. And all my clients have different symptoms, no matter what type of similarities they may have. So this will be the first of 4 different parts of back pain and dysfunction. We're going to go into the kitchen to see how to process a sugar pumpkin and make some pumpkin bread. And then we're going to look at curcumin, turmeric, or as I say, turmeric. And we're going to look at a little bit of a cost comparison on 3 different ways to take it. And then we're going to do a nice spotlight on Design Frenzy, a wonderful interior designer that is local here in the Califon, Tewksbury, Long Valley area. And we're going to go out on the road and see what she does and a client's house that she is working at right now. So lots of fun. So stay tuned for the first episode, and then hope to keep you around for the whole series. Hey there, and welcome to Balance Naturally. Today we're going through a curved back. Not necessarily lordotic, but curved. And I have Mary with us today to show you a little bit of what a curved back looks like and what we can do while we're training, and a few little things to think about with engagement. The exercises that are going to go with this are going to be on rollback time. So we're going to turn Mary sideways, and we're going to show you Mary's curve in her back is accentuated. And if you'll notice, Mary's going to draw that arm back. Mary's abdomen, and Mary, let that abdomen go. Good. Mary's abdomen is a little bit distended. So straight on, she's looking pretty straight. But when we turn her sideways, we've got a little bit of curve in the back. We've got a little bit of weakness in the abdominals. And that's what happens is somewhere during the day, during Mary's work life or play, she has created something habitual to let her back start to arch, or she's let her abdominal get weaker, and that's lengthened from the pelvis to the rib cage, and that's allowed the pelvis to move back into this curve. So I'm going to show you a simple correction that you can do in your workouts while you're standing, and then there's going to be some backup exercises that you can find on rollback time. So the other thing I'd like to talk about too is Mary's symptoms, because everybody's different, and Mary's symptoms are totally different than the other 4 people that I have that have curved backs. So Mary, your main symptom that you really were bothered at
is the breathing through what I consider my diaphragm, and I'll have such tension in here that I'll find the only way I can actually relax to sleep is if I massage it and push out in my breathing and try to get deep breaths, because they're really hard to get. They're really hard to sometimes grab a full deep breath rhythm. So they're shortened and tight, and then I'm trying to relax to breathe well.
So let's look at the scientific part of it. So the abdomen is long and weak, but you have transversus abdominal underneath that, which is a postural muscle. It's a core muscle. And when it becomes weak, it's going to become tight. So you have abdominals weak and long, and transversus getting tight. Now what does transversus do? It pushes the air out of the diaphragm. So now Mary's struggling with this restriction of the transversus, trying to help her breathe, and she's got a weak abdominal on top of it. So by helping her reduce the curve in her back and strengthen that abdominal, get the glutes and the hamstrings strong so that the lower back can lengthen, she should find that the transversus is going to be able to stay put. And she's been working on this for quite some time, and it's absolutely improved. And it's still, you know, still working on it. And again, these are things that people aren't going to ever completely fix. There are always going to be places where your weaknesses harbor, and that you have to make sure that you add into your lifestyle every day, making sure that you're doing these postural corrections. So I'm going to bring her over to some upper body exercises, and I'm going to show you how you can stay in neutral pelvis while you're doing your workouts. All right, so Mary, just relax your back and make a curved back as if you were just completely relaxed. Good. And we're going to see. Good, so relax, there you go. See how that abdomen came out when Mary relaxed her back? Now, neutral pelvis, Mary's going to first take her sacrum and with an invisible line, pull it back towards the windows behind her to arch her back, but contract it. Then she's gently gonna lift her rib cage and draw her abdomen in to create that neutral pelvis. Now, Mary, relax again. Slightly bend the knees. Now draw the pelvis back towards the window. That's hyperextension. Now draw the abdomen in without moving the pelvis. And you can see that's difficult for her to do. So that's where most of her work is going to be, is really trying to get this in rib cage lifted without letting this pelvis tip down. And then draw in a few trap exercises. Now this area is a little stuck because Mary's got a round back, so we've got a little stuck with the shoulder blades. So bring it back out. So when Mary comes back, and watch those shoulder blades don't move forward, she's really going to focus on bringing that upper body into it. So let's go into a 2 count. These are muscles that don't like to be held into any type of load, so we want to really focus on the draw back, the chest open, and work it. But this is a good example for me to show you how a lower back arch is going to really hinder the movement of the upper back. And later we're going to go into Mary's office and we're going to see what Mary is doing in there and see if we can make corrections of her everyday work. So I'm in the garden today and I have picked my sugar pumpkins, and I happen to have about 10 of them. And these are a bit smaller and they're nice and sweet to make pumpkin pies. So we're going to go into the kitchen and we're going to process these into pumpkin puree. And then we're going to make some pumpkin bread, and I also made a pumpkin lasagna. So let's go ahead and see how to process these if you already don't know how. Hello, and this is your little short on something that you can do with your pumpkin from the garden. So I always plant way too much, and then I have 100 pumpkins, and there's only so much you can do with decorating if that's what your purpose was, but I like to use them for foods. So an easy way to do this, and I just did a big batch, but I'll show you one, is I'll remove that top stem, and then I'm gonna fill a little, just put a little bit of water at the bottom of a baking dish, and I'm gonna put the pumpkin in to the oven for at about 300 for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how big it is. And then that'll just make it nice and soft. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so after it comes out of the oven, you're gonna let it cool. And then you're going to peel it, core it, or take the seeds out, and then take the meat of the pumpkin and we're gonna put it into a pot. So then you would clean out the whole inside after you peel it, and you can either roast those pumpkin seeds, or if you have chickens, you can give your chickens a treat. going to put this on the stove and we're going to cook it down until it looks like this. And then once you have that processed, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. And you can see over here, I made a pumpkin lasagna. So I layered pumpkin and bechamel and finished it with a little bit of meat sauce and cheese, and ready to go. So I'm in the kitchen, and not that you have the need for a pumpkin bread recipe because it's pretty simple. I just thought we would do a little test on the fresh pumpkin in the bread as far as how long we need to bake it in the oven. So this recipe is pretty simple. 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar. There is half a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and then there's 1 teaspoon of clove, cinnamon, and nutmeg. I have 2 eggs, a stick and a half of butter, and then a heaping half of a cup, or a heaping, I took a half a cup, and each half cup I took a little extra to make it just under 2 cups of my fresh pumpkin. And then I'm going to throw in some dark chocolate chips, which there's about a cup there. So I'm going to put that all in the mixer and we'll get it into the pan and we'll do a timing on the oven and we'll see how much extra time the fresh pumpkin needs. Usually it can be about 20 minutes. So let's see. So it's been a pretty long day today and I'm coming in to look at the pumpkin bread. So I split it in half and I just put it in about a half of the mixture in each pan so that I could have a nicer cook time. I cooked it for exactly 60 minutes. Came out nice. It's moist in the middle but not raw. So it's a lovely way to do pumpkin bread and then to feel accomplished about your harvest. So there you go. There is pumpkin bread, that recipe, into 2 of these baker loaf pans. And you are good to have some pumpkin bread for your week of wonderfulness. Have a good one. All right, so I'm here to show you some price points between some products. So the first is the curcumin turmeric in a tincture form.
So the first calculation is for the tincture, and tinctures are known because you're taking the herb and steeping it in alcohol. They're known for their strength and having to take less for the same amount given. And we're looking at trying to be between 500 and 2,000 milligrams a day. So these are coming in at about 700, 800 grams. So milligrams. So the 30 milliliters in one bottle. So there's 60 milliliters in both of this package bottle, and you can get any tincture you want. I'm just doing a comparison for you to show you how I did it. A serving is 2 mils, and that's 800 milligrams. So I took 60 mils and I divided it by 2 mils, and that's going to give you 30 servings, 30 days. And then the tincture was $20 for the 60 mils. So I took $20 and I divided it by the 30 days, and it's 66 cents per day. And that's going to give you your first calculation as to your cost per serving.
Format. The capsule format's still 30 days, but it's 1,400 milligrams.
So the capsules are more, they have more milligrams. So what I did is I only had 1 capsule as the comparison, which is going to be 700 milligrams in opposition to the tincture of 800. This way you have a comparison that's very similar in milligrams. 60 tablets divided by 2 is 30 days. So this is going to last you for 2 months because I have only 1 capsule. So the product was $15. So I'm dividing that by 60 days, and that's 25 cents a day. So we are a little bit more than half the cost taking this particular product. Now, I'm giving you an idea of how to do this. Obviously, this is an organic turmeric. You can pick something that you like. It could be more expensive or less expensive, but these are general middle of the roads. All right, so that is the capsule comparison.
And then we have the big organic Anthony's, which is 2 pounds. And
so I had to look this up because there wasn't a milligram on the back of this. So a half a teaspoon of this is going to be compatible with 700 milligrams. And that's the calculations that I got from turmeric powder strengths. And we're comparing it to that, again, that tincture of 800, and then we also have the one capsule at 700, so they're all about the same. There's 129 1 tablespoon servings in this bag. So that's 6 1/2 teaspoons, which is your 700 milligrams, because there's 6 half teaspoons in a tablespoon. So we're going to multiply that by 6 times 129. So there's 774 servings of 700 milligrams with the half a teaspoon in the bag. So the cost of the bag is $15 divided by 774, which would be your days, is only 2 cents per day. So obviously this is your best bang for your buck. You can look that up again if you want to do those numbers, just in case I did something wrong. But this you can just mix in with water, yogurt, whatever seems to be good for you.
so those are the 3 parts. Now, like I said, we'll dive deeper, but the nice synergistic herb to this is boswellia. They're both Ayurvedic herbs. Curcumin and boswellia are a nice synergy together. And boswellia you can use with dogs as well. So I'll dive deeper in that on the naturopathic part of the YouTube channel, Rollback Time. And there you go. Thanks.
Frenzy. So I'm at Design Frenzy right now, and I'm gonna sneak in on Mary and see what she's doing and how she is conducting business for today. And then we're gonna go out to one of her clients.
Hey, Mary.
And
How you doing? Get that door closed.
here you are over here on the other side of Califine.
Yes. And I wanted to show people through my program some of the things that people may be doing during the day, kind of work related, that may be assisting in some of their structural dysfunction, if you want to be really elaborate. But so Mary and I have talked a lot about, what she does during the day, and we're going to show a little bit of that throughout this video. But Mary has talked about her chair. So Mary, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing with your chair and why.
So when I upgraded, redecorated and put the exercise room into my office, which for like almost 30 years I was in a separate space, so I decided over time that I needed to keep focusing on fitness on my off hours, if you will. So I moved out here, which is great, but I gave up my ergonomic chair in lieu of the decorative solution. But I don't think that's serving me as well as...
So let's see you sit in that one, and then let's see what you did.
So I put a little footstool in front here,
So she's
so
got
that
a
I would
footstool.
keep my
Good.
knees, if you will, trying to keep a good angle between my hip and my knee. But even so, I find that I end up leaning in a lot to do things, because and this is the right height, but it's just I'm still feeling a little low.
Yeah, and we discussed your curved back at the beginning of the show, and you can see that's so soft that if you're going to have
a curve or a flat, that soft pillow may end up letting you sink even deeper into it the minute you get a little bit tired
It's
through
squished,
your
yes. And so I realized that this was adding to hip pain that I didn't really have before, but it was starting to accumulate, and I felt like it's feeling very tight through my hip.
So let's see what you did.
This attachment?
Yeah.
Whatever Jen calls it.
Let's see what you did to try to resolve this.
So what I did is I moved this out, brought this back in, because even though I had given away all the ergonomic chairs, when I gave away the desk setup, plug for the
let's
free
see.
group in California, because that was great.
And balls are great because you can inflate them
So I sit
softer
here.
or harder depending on good. And then let's see your back in that.
So now when I sit here, I feel like first of all, I'm higher.
Right, and that
I
looks
don't
really
feel-
good.
'cause otherwise I would feel it
In your
almost
shoulder.
in my shoulder because I'm leaning in. So here I am back, and I feel like now, and sometimes I don't use this, and sometimes I just give some movement, but sometimes I'll just put this in to keep myself extra steady.
Very good.
So that was my solution.
Very good. And there's her Design Frenzy.
Yeah, and it's a constant up and down. I don't feel like I'm a person who stays put very long when I'm in my office. So I'll be up to look at samples. I'll be sitting on the floor. I'll spread everything that I have here, and I'll just lay it all over the floor to look at samples at a distance sometimes. We don't want to look up close
very
at things.
beautiful.
Right, so you have to look
Yes.
at the distance.
So we're going to go head over to your client's house because somebody is doing a...
Fireplace update that we've been working on since the middle of the summer is getting the last piece of the puzzle today, which is the log set is being installed and gas is being reconnected.
Very lovely. So let's go head out.
So one of the reasons why I want to do this is because I want to see what my clients are doing to possibly continue having some issues with pain or any type of dysfunction. So today we're going to get a little interactive with what Mary would usually bring in a house, bring up more than one flight of stairs. We're just going to do it out here so that I can kind of get a feel for it. So Mary, go ahead and grab what you would normally grab.
There's always
This trunk is crazy. You should see it. It's
there's
like
always a lot in
loaded.
this trunk. And I have clients that come out to say, "Can I see what you have today?" I just want to see what's in the car in
It's
case
like the
there's anything.
menagerie
Yeah,
of kind of cool stuff.
Many tile floors have been replicated because of tile samples in this car for another client.
And of
So
course, this is like one of those things we all want to own, right?
Yeah.
Oops, you can't see that.
Here's
We
the-
all want to own this, right?
but this is what we really own. So this is the book.
That's the book.
This is the whole.
So show me what you do with that.
So
So
I'll
she
put
puts it on her shoulder. So right there, we've got one-sided weighted.
Right. So that's. I'll
Go
do
ahead
this.
and walk up the
And then I'll have-
staircase. See what else you got. Oh no, she's got more stuff. She's got the.
So there's gonna be
She's
like.
got. Oh, look at this. She's
Samples.
loading up.
Okay, here we go.
All right, go ahead. So this is Mary going to a client's house, and there's
There's a little bit of a heel sometimes.
oh yeah, she's got to look good. I don't have to look good. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? You oh my goodness! All right, that one's not as bad. I got the book.
Here,
Oh no, I gotta have the
tape
tape measure.
There you go.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Oh my God! This is like doing
Like
like a workout.
tile samples if you want some
I have to
I
put
actually
this-
don't have a tile
No, she doesn't have a tile sample.
today. I don't.
So,
But a
oh,
lot
let me go up the stairs with this.
sometimes we'll
do
have
this.
a free hand.
Yep,
I mean,
we'll do
so-
this.
There you go.
And then I'll just, gosh, this feels like 20, 25 pounds on my shoulder.
Sometimes we'll go up 2 flights of stairs.
2 flights, so
It's good that I go to Jen's,
you
right?
got to do it. It's your job. It's your career. You got to do it. So these are the things that I want to try to have some interaction with and feel like this is stuff like Mary's got. She could make a couple trips, but that's heavy. Holy cow. And then
There's always more.
she's
That's
got
why.
the tile and she's got whatever else she's got to bring in. So she might have to take 2 trips, but she's still got a lot of weight
Sometimes
on her.
it's 3 trips.
Yeah, 3 trips. But
Because, sometimes you get lucky and you get to just carry a pillow in.
and then let's add in, that's your book. Let's add into this the stress of maybe meeting a new client. Because Mary might have to go in to see somebody that she's working with and not know what the inside looks like, not know how many steps she's going to have to go up. So
You
yeah.
did carry child. You
Yeah.
did carry child.
Very good. So excellent. So let's go ahead in and see what we've got going on inside.
All right.
All right, so we're here with Design Frenzy, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna look at a remodeled fireplace and the basement.
Yeah, we've been working here for a couple of years, and one of the things that we did for the basement was just to make it a really livable space for their family.
And she was saying too that happened right before COVID.
It did.
So it really made a
all the difference.
wonderful addition to having that lockdown, which was great.
Yeah.
So why don't we go into the fireplace first, and you can just tell me a little bit about what the old fireplace looked like.
So this is a room that's in progress, and the client had a stone fireplace that was ready for an update, and the rest of the first floor will follow. So we're launched with the concept here that would give it a more open, expansive, and modern vibe. So the field stone was removed and the marble was selected, and then fabrication began after we selected, the slab, to come up with the fireplace insert, and the new doors were put in. The client had arranged for the new patio doors that open completely to the deck. So these
Very
are
lovely.
all the furniture's been
Yeah.
selected, fabrics
Beautiful.
and leather and
Yeah.
fairy rugs. So
And let's
lots of
go head
things
down to
changing.
the basement. Check that out.
All right. We had custom railings made. We worked with Macaro iron.
Oh, those are really nice.
Broke, and then we had the carpenter build the handrail cap.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's great.
For the girls, underneath the staircase.
Oh my
Little house
gosh,
built.
that's
And
fantastic.
of course, the light with the
Yeah.
guard eyes, so no damage to the bulb when they're playing, and they've got their
Wow,
playhouse in
look
here.
at that. That is so
isn't that
fantastic.
cool?
Everybody wants one of those.
Why not use the
Yeah, very
bar
nice.
area?
And this is beautiful.
And
Look at this
closets for
bar.
the kids' play costumes
Yeah.
and all the toys.
So this must have been just so lovely to have this at that time too. And to be able to move. Oh, wow, this is great. Design Frenzy.
Making use of a
Fantastic.
basement. We had a great time building it. Worked with Andy Valentine, amazing contractor, carpenter. So the girls have a little window here and a pass through. So always
Very
keep a pass
nice,
through.
right? And look at the glass to the gym.
glass
Yeah,
doors,
very nice. Keep it open, but yet be
Yeah, the
able
barn
to, right, put the music on in here and not be too loud if you need
Keep an
to.
eye on the
Very
kids while
lovely.
you're working out.
Absolutely. And
this
then
is
look
a
at
fun
this.
alcove.
This is fantastic. Oh,
Just
yeah.
one of my, I just love this glass. Isn't that beautiful?
That's really nice.
And then the texture on the floor looks kind of like a smashed linen.
Yeah.
So just really, so the vibe that we have on this lower level is really kind of something that we've been carrying all the way upstairs. We've done the primary bathroom and the whole second floor, the girls' bedrooms,
Very
and the
nice.
laundry room as well. And
It's fantastic.
yeah, and the countertops here, we even brought the stone in because, if you're playing pool, you
Yeah.
want to set a drink down. So we just have
Very
little
nice.
ports everywhere.
There it is. If you need your basement redone, you know where to go. This is great. Well, very good. So with that said, this is Design Frenzy, Mary Fernald, and we'll have some contact information at the end of the video. Thanks, Mary.
It was a pleasure.